Hey, in this lesson, we're gonna learn the cross. So a cross is going to be a rear hand straight punch. So my jab would be my lead hand, my cross is my rear hand. So if I have my right leg in the back, I'll be punching my cross with my right hand. Now when you're doing this, similar to the jab, make sure that your elbow stays down throughout the entire punch until you rotate the wrist over at the last second. Some of the keys to having a powerful cross is going to be turning the hips and pointing the shoulder, right? So I point my shoulder, so if I was to drop my arm down after I did my cross, my shoulder should be pointed at my target as opposed to pointing offline, right? It just gives me more reach, it gives me more turn in order to be able to hit. Turning my hips happens based off of what we call triple extension. So there's three major muscle groups that cause the hip to turn based off the ground, right? So we've got first, from the ground up, is our calf muscles. Second, we've got our quad muscles. Third, we've got our glute muscles. So our calf will extend at the ankle, the quad extends at the knee, and the hip extends at the hip joint. So if you can see right now, I've got a bend in my hip, a bend in my knee, and a bend in my ankle. Whenever I'm throwing this, now I've extended all of those so it's straight, my leg is straight at the hip, at the knee, and at the ankle. So I'm using those three muscle groups to really apply power. If you ever hear somebody say punching power comes from the ground, this is what they're talking about. I'm using my leg muscles to press off the ground, to turn my body, to throw my punch out, and then I'm just going to retract back. When you're doing this, you're gonna have a weight shift where the weight's gonna go more towards the front leg. Don't go 100% here. You have to have something still in the back as we're doing this. And I also want you to try to build in the block with the other hand. So as I'm here, I'm throwing my cross out. I want you to bring your other hand up to protect your face. Try to touch your temple, your cheekbone, something so that it's there. Because if I'm punching at them, they're probably punching at me at the exact same time. So here, press off with those three muscles to turn our hip, turn our shoulder, rotate at the last second. And now, if you can, focus on this rotation here. Haven't turned much, haven't turned much, haven't turned much. My arm's almost fully extended, and that's where most of the rotation happens, right at that last second. I'm drilling in as I hit. I don't want it to be like a bench press motion, right? We're not bench press punching, and that uses a lot less muscle groups. We're twisting in and drilling. Another thing, I don't do this as much, but I have been told to do this a lot by a bunch of my friends that are MMA fighters, and you know, I should probably listen to them. Raise the shoulder up as you're throwing this, because kind of the same thing, the reason the other hand comes up. If I'm punching at you, you're punching at me. So I can raise my shoulder as I'm getting that to protect my jaw, as opposed to punching here. I'm usually kind of a mixture between the two, but some people swear by just completely connecting that shoulder to their jaw, right? For me, it's not as comfortable, but if it stops you from getting punched and knocked out, well, it might be worth it to start adding that in as well. So we're turning, one hand goes to the face, rotate at the last second, press off with all those muscle groups, right? With the glutes, with the quads, and with the calf. Twist at the last second, point your shoulder, point your hip towards the front. If you ever watch yourself do it and you're wearing a belt, you'll notice that the belt is gonna swing. If the belt doesn't swing, it's not a cross. Make sure that that belt is swinging with each one of these. And that's how I know I got that good triple extension and was really able to turn my hips. And that's how I know that I'm gonna have a powerful cross.